and some skin tone and some flesh. I love this one though, this chocolate. Some of the gels we got stuck. Danger! Danger! We have an alien attack! Danger! There is ununderstood energy floating around! We need some safety things right away!
He called me up. He's making a difference. And we had a good long conversation.
I think the ranch is out there. It's the first piece of footage of it from the Casa Rosa. It's March 23rd at 3:14 p.m. 1996. Here's our remote cam out at the ranch, Shadow Ranch. You can see in the shot. And we do different tests to see what it looks like. I can't even tell what these look like because I don't have a color viewfinder. But let's see what it looks like. You could take a still from any of these. Look at it more carefully. Anyway, this is our live feed. Over at the ranch we should have a live feed. We'll have several of these feeds going out live all the time on the internet, so if people want to just come into our reality, they could see it from a variety of different kinds of cameras, from a variety of different perspectives. Or they could end up watching the films that we've shot and produced, or the films that I've done in the past that I own the rights to. Or what we're just shooting right now in the latest piece, you know. We'll deliver certain sections, teaser pieces, so that it'll be like our own trailers constantly. But at least it'll be a full pre-production, post-production, full facility here with a bunch of recognizable characters. If we have a hit as powerful... If we have a hit, we'll be powerful. Whether it's the Mighty Morphin Rangers or whatever it is, but we'll... This is the ranch. Okay, what do we got here? What do we got here? What we see is with this filter, you can't see the ranch at all because, of course, it's straw colored. But this is a chocolate kind of filter. See? Boom. This is where we're at. The Casa Rosa. Live from Shadow Ranch. We've got some very strange atmospheric conditions which we'll try to respond to once this looks like we pull out the ranch a bit when we put a little third blue on there. Separates it. Today is what you call a rough day in the desert. I'll tell you, not having a color viewfinder makes this test hard. I have to keep running back to the TV. I'm completely starving to death. It's like 3:40 and I've been up since morning and I haven't eaten anything because I've just been running around. Here it is, another ranch shot for you. 3/23/96, Friday. It's 3:44 p.m. Spring just started yesterday. And life goes on. Where's that ranch? Is that the ranch over there? I think I missed it. No, I got it. Just barely. Hells bells, it's hot out here. I can't believe how hot out here it is. We're just coming in on... Oh man, Jesus. It's a very hot day out at the ranch, but we're gonna make it. This is Shadow Ranch. What is Shadow Ranch? It's an art colony. It's an art colony. We attract all kinds of great people to come here and help create this village of the future. It's an ongoing kind of project. It's a non-profit company, corporation, so as an art colony, you could donate time, you could donate goods, you could donate money, you can create art, we could run at a low cost. We're quite involved with all the different members of the community here in different places, like in the theater and the High Desert Museum and in the Chamber of Commerce, and so it's a really hand-in-hand thing with the community, which is really excellent. Because the good people here, hard-working, and it's hard to survive out here. We're in the middle of the desert. It's tough to get work. It's tough to make work happen. It's just it's a tough gig for everybody. It's hard for a small business to survive. But that's what sort of makes it interesting. A lot of extreme situations, but extremely beautiful too. So here we are trying to make a business. Shadow Ranch Productions, also making movies. We're a multimedia company, so we're going to make a series of movies and also television series, The Tales from the New Frontier, each week. Stories that take place thousands of years ago, now, 50 years in the future, 20 years in the future, 100 years, 150, 1,500 years, all in the same spot. This is the story of this piece of land. And since it's my ranch, I could keep it, and keep it for my family, and keep it for everybody, forever, or at least for a while. And so it's a long-term project, a series of many tasks in many different fields, all coming together to make this village, which is a movie set, constantly changing sets, lifestyle explorations. It's also archaeological, you know, it's realistic in all of those different times, in those periods. We have to understand the whole survival fabric of the desert, living there. And also we'll create entire new social systems and hierarchies, etc., for each of one of those different movies or games. Direct to videos sent directly from the studios in Joshua Tree, broadcasting live pictures over internet, sunsets, what's going on, shoots, everything. We're going to be our own cable station. People subscribe to. It's only a penny. But when you have 2 billion subscribers, it adds up. Gives us an operating capital, lets us be able to continue to be on our own, which will always be, because I bought this. There's a low overhead situation for me. I will always own this and never really share ownership, because it's for my kids. So that side will be pure. But project to project, people can share ownership, because they'll be putting in their capital or their goods or services, whatever, and each project will have its own series of wins. And if we all win, meaning if we have one hit amongst all those and suddenly we're a household name for a little while, then all those different projects will pay off big. So it's not just investing in a movie, it's a franchise with the prospects of winning big later. Just like, well, it's Las Vegas, what do you want? It's a movie in the desert, it's land in the desert. We'll give you a free piece of land too that may develop. That's all part of the deal. Part of the deal, which we're putting together right now. And that's the profit side of the organization. So that we can remain as an independent company, servicing all kinds of multimedia needs. Instantly, you know, well-cut things. We could serve all kinds of instant changes in technology, because this is organized like a computer company, not like a standard film company, which only has certain narrow perspectives and ways of financing, etc. And distribution outlets. But now we can control which distribution outlets we can go to, because we're creating a variety of different versions of each piece that could be spinned off into games, books, series, TV series, 1-minute, 2-minute shorts, blurbs live, you know, to be thrown onto late night TV. We could do anything. We could serve any market, because we see a need, we rush to fill it. And we're kind of cool, young, hip, happening thing, completely cutting edge, completely far ahead from further beyond a lot of other larger organizations, the dinosaur organizations, the financing power structures, which we'd like to be eventually associated with. But, you know, our ability is that we can attract young, hip, cool people. We can make it happen with the people we choose. You know, it's my company. And so I can work with the people I choose and put out the material and at the rate we need, you know. We will basically we will maintain quality. Unless we're being paid a shitload of money, and we will still produce quality, but quicker, because if it costs money, they want it fast. Well, to be artist friendly here, we don't necessarily have to want it fast, but we want really good quality. This is the first tape I'm sort of making of this, or whatever. I don't know what it looks like, but after being out here at Shadow Ranch for so many years, it's 1996, but I bought this land just, I guess it was turning January of 1992, and now we've grown a lot. Went through a lot of thoughtful periods, and periods where I was here or not here or working on other movies, and one thing's for certain, I kept coming back, so it grew on its own sort of desire. And because it's true, I really love this place. I feel completely, I get relaxed. I realize this is a wonderful place to relax. That's what you do first when you come here. And then you get ideas. They just happen by themselves. So a lot of wonderful things. This whole thing's sort of been happening by itself, people getting involved. A lot of great people coming this way, a lot of great things coming this way in terms of how it all fell together, and the land and the place. I mean, it's been very smooth, even though it may seem like a long time. It's been 5 years now. He's been coming up here for 6 or 7 years. Anyway, there's a lot of chance for me to, now I could stretch my artistic wings. We're going to have dance troupes out here, dancing in the rocks. Midsummer Night's Dream's going up. We'll try, you know, down at the Playhouse. We'll do a version over at up at the ranch. People coming out of the rocks this spring. We're going to start making this documentary, The Making Of, so that's what this is about. Start meeting other characters, because I've been doing this mostly by myself for the first few years. Just in that shed. Just that shed. In all kinds of weather, cold and hot. So it was lovely, really. I love the stars. I loved everything. And the extremes of temperature, as long as you have a good sleeping bag and some warm clothes, it's great. And in the summer, you just don't wear any clothes. And you could just take showers using solar showers and stuff. It's very simple living here, as long as you have a few basic things and you're well fed. It makes you calm. So that's why I came coming out here, because so many ideas flooded to me, and I wrote The New Frontier based on that. I didn't sit and really thrash out The New Frontier. I thought about it for a year or two, wrote all the initial sort of ideas down, and then in one fell swoop wrote the first draft in a couple of weeks, or 5 days actually, of which it hasn't really changed from that very much, but it's completely fleshed out, and since then 20 different drafts have been done. So it's totally rewritten, but now I'm writing the next script, which hasn't been written yet, but it sounds like several different movies already. First script already has its sequels written, the stories. So that trilogy takes place 100 years from now. That's A New Frontier. Now we're working on the one that takes place from 30 to 50 years from now. A whole new culture, a whole new group of people. The people who inherit Shadow Ranch. So we've shot some films. I've shot thousands and thousands of stills, documenting the whole process of when I've been here. Building solar power things, doing things by myself, basically. Very labor intensive. I totally loved it. I felt totally like a guy again in his, I was like a mad scientist again, doing those great guy things, building stuff, solar panels, going up, knocking stuff together, working 16 hours a day, working in hot, working in cold, working with the shade. It's fabulous. But now we're at phase, we went to the phase where I met Fred, who introduced me to Alta, introduced me to Bob, introduced me to Joseph, introduced me to everybody. And then there's the Sherry and Ed Will, that crowd which came by itself from me going to the High Desert Playhouse. Great people. And then there's groups. Now there's Chrissy and Taylor. And now there's Christian and Alan and Jennifer. And there's I can't do this because I'll leave people out. Who are all the villagers? So, because the idea is to really make a village here. People I like. This is sort of what I want to do. Just hang out with the people I like, creative people I like, who are in sync, who are my friends. But there are going to be a lot of them. Lots of live music, lots of fun. I have a whole stage there. I have a theater there because the stage is so big. But we'll have a full sound system, and we'll have video systems and lighting. With a 12 volt, 110, and then, you know, big lights. We got the 5K, and we've got the 65,000 watt generator. So we're sort of set there for big time lighting. And except we need the units, so we're building all the units and platforms and stands right now, because so much of this is my love of lighting. Making this whole thing is how to sculpt it, how to make it. And I haven't really seen a lot of stuff shot at night in the desert with any kind of real examining the design potential. So that's what I've discovered. That's the look I want to create. The JT look at night here is a super expressionistic, surreal, other world kind of nighttime experience. Fred's making the JT sound. I'm going for the look. We have all these wardrobe tests to do. So much to do. So I'm totally overwhelmed. This is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of having to deal with the county and the state and the permitting process and the legal situation, and it's endless amount of work. But I still make time here to enjoy every sunset because it's so gorgeous. And you can, year-round, look at a snow-capped peak over there. It's not bad. I like these pioneer kind of living out here on my own. The mad scientist, or the pioneer, or the loner, or the whatever it is. But I just like being out in nature. I love having a lot of land around me. Why is it looking at me? Look at the land.